It's usually not that bad for me. Usually it's about 45 minutes. This took about an hour 20. It was brutal. Today we are going to discuss different niches that agents work in, how to create content in a digital environment for those niches. It's going to be riveting. canva.com, and there is a mobile version of this, so you can do it right from your phone. Their app is very, very good, actually. So we use it every single day. One of my favorite things about this is it kind of becomes another place outside of Google Drive where you can actually upload a lot of your image assets and things like that and actually keep them here. So if I wanted to just upload things, if I come here to uploads, I can actually upload photos by just clicking here. So let's say I have a listing, right? I can come in here, click upload all of my images right into Canva, and this will all be available now anytime I go to post. So now when I go to create a design, let's say I wanted to go then make an Instagram post about that listing. If I click Instagram post, the best thing about this is, number one, this size that it automatically pulls up is optimized for Instagram. There's no worrying about it being blurry. There's no worrying about me having to resize it to make sure that it fills the screen. No, it's done, right? It's already there in the optimal size. Now, for those of you that aren't as creative too, there are thousands of pre-designed layouts that you can choose from. You don't have to be super creative to use this. So now let's say, okay, I've got my listing, I've uploaded my photos. Now I want it to be this layout because I like the way this looks. Great. Well, now I can edit this to say whatever I want. And this background image, like I said, I can come to uploads. And if this is the listing that we're doing, which this is actually an auction house, I just drag the picture over, and now that's my backdrop. If I don't like this overlay, I can change that. If I don't like the text, I literally highlight, delete it, and edit it to whatever I want it to be. And then click download, it's on your computer or on your phone, and now you can post it. So literally creating nice quality looking posts are super, super, super easy with Canva, okay? And that's just a post. So now let's say we door knock. I did a whole thing the other day on Remine and how I would take the top people, which for most of you will be 10 to 12 people in your farm that are highly likely to do something in the next 6 to 12 months and customize a flyer. Well, this is how I would do it. I would literally come into Canva, you'll see flyer, click on that, and again, it literally gives you thousands of nice looking flyers already designed for you that you can just edit. But now I could use this to customize that flyer for those 10 people. So there's no guessing, and I know we have some of this in 21 Online. I personally find this a little bit easier to use. It's a little bit more intuitive, and you can get a little bit more creative with how it looks, the colors, and all of that. And you can upload your logos. You can upload the Century 21. So if I go in here and look under my, folders, logos. So you'll see that you can actually upload your own logos in too. So we've uploaded the Century 21 Beggins logo into our account. That's all you have to do. And then if I want to add that to my post, boom. Now I have all my logos in here. So literally this can be your full design for anything that you're trying to accomplish. So to upload your logo when you're in Canva's main screen here, if you go to folders, there'll be a logo folder. Obviously yours will be empty. Then you just click upload just like you would anything else, and now it's in there and you can upload this. And all of this will work from mobile as well. So the mobile app, I would download that, especially if you're on the go a lot. It is super, super easy to use. It's very user intuitive, and it will help quite a bit when you're creating content.
And Mike, are these just stills, or does this do anything with video?
Yep, so from the mobile side, it is mainly stills. You can do video that you have on your phone. So if you took a listing video or a walkthrough video and it's on your phone, it'll allow you to upload that and actually create a post with video in it. If you are on desktop, you can do quite a few different things if you want to get creative. So let's say I wanted to create an animated social post. They actually have already done it for you now. So if you just click animated social media, it'll optimize again the size, and then you can, like, let's say I click this thing here will be animated. There's all sorts of different animations you can do. If you want to have your own video in here, you can do that as well. So let's just say I wanted to create an Instagram post, and it doesn't matter, you don't even have to click animated. That's more like animated graphics, but if you want to load in your own video, if I just click Instagram posts, I can do quite a few different things. So under folders, under more, if you click that, you're going to see, and this is only from desktop, they won't allow you to do this part for mobile, but if I'm in here, I can do Jiffy. So Jiffy will pull from GIFs. So if I want to create like a funny post that I'm sure some of you have seen and share quite a bit, you can do that right from here. So let's just say I like this one, click on it and it'll add it for you. I can drag, I can change the size, I can add text to this, I can do whatever I want, okay? So that's possible. If you want to upload a YouTube video that you've seen, click YouTube. It'll actually allow you to search YouTube right through here. And when you find a video that you want to add, click on it and it will load that video over here as well. Or you can drag it, either one, okay? Again, resize it. And so now when I post this, it makes that video completely clickable in whatever platform you're going to post it in. So lots of different options when it comes to the video. So this will work on video now, just depends on mobile is not quite as video friendly.
So you could take your listings YouTube channel that it has and put that in here and put that on and add text over top of the listing photos that scroll across through that video?
Yes, now that would be more probably user-friendly in an environment like Lumen 5, which we'll go through in a minute. But yeah, technically you could. You could create a nice social media post. So the way I would use that in Chris's example is if I had a video, and let's just see, we should have one for 13,000 Park Boulevard. Let's see if it pulls it up. Yeah, okay. So this is an auction that we're going to be doing here shortly. So Chris is referring to the video that Century 21 does for you, right? So I could come in here, I could say, okay, I want this. Now this is going to be that full YouTube video. So, but maybe I want to create one that's got, the header and the footer, or just the header that you've seen, I'm sure, other people do on social media. This is how I would use Canva to do this, is I would then come here, click Elements, and you can add all sorts of different things, shapes, images. So I would add a shape, and I could change the color of this top heading here. And now let's make this a little bit smaller. So I make the video a little bigger, and I could add text. So, and I can change the color of this too. So let's just say we want to make this our Vegas gold, and I can add text. So add a heading, and you can change the font as well. So we can drag this up. We can change this font to whatever we want. So there's thousands of fonts in here. Let me just change this so it's something good and visible. There we go. Okay. So now I could say headed to auction, 13,000 Park Boulevard. Okay, and I can change the size of this text to be nice and big, drag it where I want it, and now I've made a nice little heading, and when everything's the way I like it, I can download. If I want to get real creative here and start to get more design friendly, I can duplicate that text, change the color to white, and drag it over and start making kind of two-tone text and do all sorts of different things like that, right? Again, don't need to do it, but if I wanted to create kind of a more nicer looking post for my video, I could easily do this. I click download and literally save it as a video, and I'm done. Now I've got this. Now I upload that to whatever platform I want. So you can take a general video on your listing and make it much more attractive in a social media environment, okay? So tons of options in here. Again, if you are door knocking though, use this to create flyers, use this to create handouts, use this, I don't care what you're doing. If you're doing mailers, it doesn't matter. I would highly suggest coming into Canva to design it because you just have so many options and there's free. And if you need imagery, guys, there's thousands of images in here. So if I come under here and just go into elements and just search house, there's all sorts of clip art. And then under elements too, if I go under photos and search house, these are all free images, guys, that I can use. So if I need some stock photos, I don't have to download, I don't have to go to Pexels and search and download and then upload, and no, they're right here. So if I don't, all you gotta do is click on it to add it. Oops, I added it twice. And then you can resize it, you can do whatever you want. So there's tons and tons and tons of different ways to be able to leverage this to create content, create posts, create flyers, create literally anything that you're gonna use for your business on a day-to-day basis. You can come in here and create, download it and use it. And most of this is free. Now, you'll see some things in here like free with like a little star next to it. That's if you have a premium account, it's free. If not, you have to pay for that image. So some of these images won't be free, and you'll see $ or free next to it, and that'll tell you, right? But for some of you, once you get in the habit of using this, like we do pay for the $9.99 a month version, I believe it is, because it just gives us pretty much access to everything. But for $10 a month, we literally use this every day to create content. So all of our Instagram posts, most of our Facebook posts that you see are done through here.
What I was going to say is, what could you walk through a simple post? Like if you were going to have an open house, just a simple post that you would put out, or even a simple post that you would put out to your Remind database of 15 people that have equity or whatever. Walk through a simple, post that you would put together and just, keep it kind of basic.
Yeah.
So they can see from start to finish, logging in, pulling some info, pulling some imagery, and creating the content that you would export out or download out and put into social media.
Absolutely. So when you log into Canva, all this is right here for you, right? So the first thing you have to do is decide, what am I creating? So if we're creating a post for Facebook or Instagram, the Facebook and Instagram post size here are going to be the same, so it doesn't really matter. There is a Facebook dedicated one. If I scroll over, you will see down here, you'll see a Facebook option as well. But either way, Facebook and Instagram are the same size. So all of these, though, are all different sizes. So you can scroll through here when you first come in and kind of play with it. Because if I want postcards or if I'm going to create a flyer or any of that, that's all in here. So from social media perspective, though, Facebook posts, Instagram posts, depending on where you're posting it. But let's say we want to create a Facebook post for an upcoming open house. If I click on Facebook posts, it optimizes the size for me. Okay, now I have a ton, thousands of different layouts. Okay, so you're just going to pick the layout that you like the most for your open house. If you're a very visual person, the house is very visual, very pretty, you want to use something more visual. If you're advertising an open house for a home that needs love, maybe you don't go as visual, right? So just depends on what you're pushing out. So let's just say we like this one. You're going to click on it and it's going to pull everything in for you. Now it's just a matter of making some minor tweaks to make it ready for my open house. So again, I have two options here. I can use generic photos, but if we're doing an open house, I want the house in the background. So you would just come to uploads and you would upload an image and you would upload the images that you've saved of the pictures you had Shannon or someone else take of the house, okay? And that's all you would do. So once you upload that, they'll show up right here. So let's just say this is the house I'm doing the open house on. I click on it. If I drag this, actually, hold on, delete this, delete the picture out, take this, drag it to the background, okay? Now I've got my house in the background. If I don't like the color of this, all I have to do here is change it. So let's just say I want it to be more in line with our brand. And then we're gonna say open house. this Saturday. And put the address, 13,000 Park Boulevard. Obviously that's too big, but I'll change that in a second. Seminole, Florida. Okay, so now to adjust the size, all I have to do is ungroup it because it's all grouped. Click out, click this, and now I can change the size of this. I can change the width of it to make it a little bit more attractive. If I want it centered, just center it, so I can play with all of that as well. Okay, so literally anything is possible. I can change the color of my text to make it more visible. Okay, maybe I make it a little bigger, and then if I center it, it has all the grid lines here to make sure that everything is centered the way that you want it to be. Again, I can do the same thing here, make sure this is centered, and then I can say 10 to 2, or 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And again, I can adjust this size to be as big as I want. I can change this color too if I really wanted to. And I can add more text and put more details of the house right here. So if I wanted to add text or a little blurb about the house, all I have to do is click out of this, go to text, and say I want to add a little bit of body text. I can change the font to be whatever font I want, and then literally I could write a little blurb about the house. 4 bedroom, 4 bath, 2.79 acres, blah, blah, blah. And I can write a description of it, make it as big as small as I want, center it. Let's say I don't like that font, so I want to change the font to something else. This one, boom. Now, once I have everything the way I want it, let's say I want to add the logo in because I forgot to add the logo. All I have to do is come over now to folders, logo, either upload my logo or if I've already done it, it's here. Click on it, it adds it, resize it, drag it to where I want it, and we're done. Okay, so now everything's the way that I want it to be.
Did somebody time him? How long did that take?
So then now I've got it here, I'm ready to download it. All I have to do is come up to this little download icon, click on it, and I have a bunch of different options. And the only time these options really matter is depending on how or where I want to use them. If I'm designing a listing presentation in here, then I would probably do PDF print because it's obviously multiple pages and a little bit more in depth. If you're just downloading it for a social media post, you're going to leave it as PNG and click download. And it literally will download it for you. On mobile, it'll download it and put it right into your camera roll. And then you're done. That's it. Go and post it. So it's that easy. And the only time you're going to get overwhelmed is if you're trying to overcomplicate it. But it literally, the way that Canva works is it's really designed to be super user-friendly, so you don't have to be a graphic designer. You literally can come in here and just edit text and be done. Okay? Listing presentation. I'm going to run through this really quick just because I know most of you have one or have something else you use, but I think this is important. You can easily use this. So there is a thing in here called A4 documents. Let's see if I can find it. If you scroll through, you will see it. Here it is. If I click on this, this is literally designed to be a full, you can create full presentations on this. So again, same thing. Most of these are going to be like 2-page designs, but you can change any of it. Thousands of pre-designed things. So if you wanted to create kind of your own listing presentation using some of the things that we've obviously helped create as well, I could come in here, click it, and then so this one's a 3-page design, I can click this page, boom, there's page 1, right? Now all I have to do to add a page is click this button. Now I've got a page 2. Now I've got page 3. And I can come in here and edit this to be exactly customized for that particular listing presentation that I'm about to go on. And again, all the imagery, everything you could possibly want is in here. So if you want to make it a very visual because you're paying attention, like Jeff always preaches and Craig always preaches, to be paying attention to their VAK and what are they, and you want to customize it for them, so you're going over to have a listing presentation with someone very visual, then I'm going to want to add a lot of imagery to this, right? And the imagery may be of their house or it may not. It may just be generic. So that's where Canva really comes in, because I can click photos and just say shaking hands, and literally get it so that on my last page it's them shaking hands on an agreement, because that's what we want, right? So we want that visual of it. I drag it over, and now I just change the entire feel of that particular page. Well, you could print it, absolutely. I mean, the luxury you guys have of working for us is that we are a zero-fee brokerage. So you could come in here and print as many as you want, and you're not paying for it, right? So take advantage of that. If you have a presentation, if you know, listen, if you came to my house with a printout, I hate it, right? I don't want to read through that. I don't want to go, like, that's just not me. So you're going to need to know who you're sitting across from. But there's a lot of people, my wife, being a teacher and just how she loves handouts, right? Like, it's her life. So she would want a handout. So if you come and hand her something, she's going to be very happy, right? But I think that this is something you could print and create for every listing. So my thought would be, if it were me, I would come in here and create a general template that I like. And then with these customizable elements, I can come in, because here's the best thing, guys. Once you've created it, there is no more I have to come in and edit every single time. So all of your designs, just like Google Drive, are kept forever. So if I ever need to come in and download the same thing, I just come in, click download. Or once I've created the presentation, if I need to come in on anything that you've done in the past, I can come in and just make a copy and duplicate it and then edit that one and then save that one. So I could come in and literally create one presentation that is kind of my general go-to with these customizable images and elements, and then come in, create a copy every single listing presentation I go on, customize that one, download it, and I'm good to go, right? And all of these are saved. So now I can just continue to build off of that as I go forward. I would take the time to use this. Again, you can do it on, and that's another nice thing is if you, let's say you're going to email it to them, you could make literally a change to this presentation from your phone sitting out front of their house and then email it to them. Like, hey, it's in your inbox. The mobile version of this works unbelievably well. It really does. So outside of video is the only thing that's not super fun on mobile. Anything else will work very well.